Hi, everyone. Thank you for waiting. Welcome to our webinar, New Year, New Lessons, How to Make Every Customer Touchpoint Count. The consumer decision journey is more omnichannel than ever. So to start the year right, Terri Mock, our Chief Operating Officer, and myself will review with you today the multiple touchpoints you should be creating to best engage with your customers across their purchase decision journey. During this webinar, looking at the agenda, we will look at best practices that we have implemented for our clients at each stage of the customer journey, helping them get visibility and actions during the awareness phase with branding campaigns through display advertising, social media, and video ads. Then also helping them be found during the search and research phases through SEM and direct response campaigns. But also helping our clients increase their conversion rate. The agenda. So I was just saying also we'll look at helping our client increase their conversion rate during the purchase phase by creating multiple touch points across their website and by re-engaging with their abandoned customers through email and across the web after they leave the site. And last but not least, we will also look at how we've helped our clients grow their revenue, increase customer loyalty, and better understand the clients by implementing post-sales campaigns. So quite a big agenda. Right before we jump into all of that, just a few housekeeping items here. If you are tweeting with us today, please tweet using the handle @Cybba Inc. and the hashtag customer journey. Also, we will make sure to make time for questions at the end of the webinar. So you should see right now a little chat box. So please make sure to enter any questions you could have, and we'll take them at the end of the webinar. And last but not least, we are recording this webinar, and we will make it available to you for later playback and sharing. We'll send you an email with all the recordings. All right, so let's start by looking at a first customer touch point. So helping our clients create visibility and brand awareness for their products or services through programmatic advertising. So here, the best practice example that we've picked for this example is actually from a media plan that we built for one of our clients. And this client wanted to grow its brand awareness and website traffic. So Terri, you actually were involved in creating this media plan. So I'll let you explain a little bit what you guys did with this client.
Great. Thanks, Tom. Well, in this example, we worked with a company selling cell phone accessories. Our goal was to target qualified prospects via programmatic display on key retail sites. We recommended buying ad inventory contextually and use the advertiser's search keyword list. Contextual targeting, as you know, works well because you're engaging prospects as they're reading relevant content, which increases the likelihood of interaction and engagement. In addition, we placed some video ads on YouTube, as well as some audio and banner ads on Spotify and Pandora. We set up custom PMP deals to reach key inventory. These included sites and blogs that talked about technology and smartphones, such as PC Mag, Mac Rumors, CBS Interactive, and Slate. We also created custom segments targeting people who had been using the same device for more than a year and thus were more likely to upgrade their phones. Overall, we deployed a media plan that drove awareness based on custom targeting strategies and qualified inventory.
Great, thank you, Terri. So now looking at next customer touchpoint that should be created to reach prospective client. So looking at paid advertising now on social media, where people spend most of the time online looking for content. So here, we're looking at another awareness campaign example that we worked on for a big US ballet opera house. And here we help them both increase brand awareness, but also grow their ticket sales for their Christmas ballet. So what we did for this client was implement an advertising strategy using a mix of video ads and banner ads. So something very similar to what Terri just explained. But we also implemented some paid social campaigns for them using Facebook and Instagram. So looking specifically at these paid social campaigns we did. So what we did was use different Facebook and Instagram ad types and we targeted qualified prospective customers based on different interests and behavioral segments. So looking at people based on what Facebook pages they've liked, what groups they like or they've interacted with, overall looking at all the content they've interacted with on Facebook and Instagram. And based on all this interaction, we can determine people who are likely to be interested in what our client offers. In addition to these more branding segmentations and campaigns, we also ran more direct response campaigns. So really here, not just trying to go brand awareness, but really targeting high intent prospective customers. And here we did that using different type of lookalike audiences. So for those of you who are not familiar with lookalike audiences, what it is, it's just an advanced targeting option that goes and finds brand new audiences that are almost identical to your identified and qualified audiences and similar to your converting customers. So it's a very efficient form of targeting. Obviously, it's a bit more limited in reach. But so what we did for this is use 3 different types of Facebook lookalike audiences. First, we did email lookalike. So here we went into our customer CRM system and we looked at their converting customers' email list, and we used that to identify them on Facebook. And then we cloned these audiences to create a net new, brand new audience, similar profiles. We also used lookalike engagement audiences. So here we were looking at people who have liked our client's Facebook page or have actively engaged with their organic posts or have liked or engaged with the page of some of their competitors. And then again, we clone this audience to reach net new people who not specifically interacted with our client social media pages, but that were very similar in terms of social demographic and behavior. And then we obviously targeted them. And the third type of lookalike audience we used was based on our clients' website traffic. So same here, looking first party data. We looked at the people who've been on our client website. We looked at their behavior, who they are, and so we then again clone these like high intent and high interest visitors, and we targeted net new people on Facebook with again similar social demographic and interest. So here you can see some KPIs, some performance metrics. This campaign turned out to be extremely successful. You can see a 2.5% CTR, so click-through rate, which is more than double the average Facebook CTR. And in terms of engagement, we also saw a 33% engagement rate, which again is really impressive. But again, it was a good campaign, and also was a good offer to advertise around Christmas. So a lot of engagement, a lot of clicks using all these different segments. All right, so moving on to our next touch point. So here we're moving a bit lower in the funnel. So we're moving away from more of the awareness phase to look at the search phase. I'm sure most of you are familiar with Google Ads. We would really recommend SEM or Google Ads to any client, as it's really a way to get your ads in front of people that are actively searching online and on Google, obviously, for what you're selling. So by doing SEM, what you do is you capture those low-hanging fruits by positioning your paid search ads at the top of the Google search result as they are looking for your products or similar products. Terri, you were also involved, I think, in this campaign, so maybe you can take that one.
Sure. In this example, we created an SEM strategy for a large professional equipment and supplies company. Our goal was to drive clicks at a reasonably low CPC. So we set up the AdWords account structure at the campaign level, the ad group level, and the quality score level. First, the SEM campaigns were set up to reflect the different markets that our client is targeting. On their site, you can see their markets are broken out into different categories. So we used the product and service categories to structure our different campaigns. Then ad groups were created to reflect the specific products and services that fall under these major categories. Our goal is to establish high quality scores across the campaigns to raise the ad rank and lower the CPCs. And of course, high quality scores are defined by Google based on your keywords, your ad text, and your landing pages. So for keywords, They were chosen based on the website copy and an analysis of keyword competitiveness, estimated CPC, and their volume. The text ads and their extensions were carefully crafted based on content on the landing page and the targeted keywords to establish a high quality score. So we set up the account, and once that was done, we followed through with best practices to optimize the campaigns. We did this by analyzing search terms to optimize keyword performance on a granular level. Then we removed keywords that were flagged for low performance, high cost, low volume, or just poor quality score. And on top of that, we layered a negative keyword list to ensure bids are not placed on irrelevant or undesirable keywords. And of course, we did a lot of A/B testing to hone in on copy that engaged with the users. So we continuously made bid adjustments. They were based on geography or day parting or devices and other dimensions to increase the impressions and the win rate and improve on overall ROI. So we were quite effective in driving clicks and maximizing the conversions at an acceptable cost.
All right, so still looking at the research phase, but looking more at direct response campaign, Terry?
Yeah. So another way to reach people in their research phase is through direct response. DR campaigns in general target prospective customers that are actively looking for your products. So if you think back on that first client example spoke about, in addition to a branding campaign, we also targeted in-market customers for our phone accessory client using carousel and banner ads. We used lookalike modeling that Tom spoke about and leveraged second and third party data for targeting of intent audiences who would be looking for phone accessories online. Segments were identified. These included Apple product fanatics, Apple iOS enthusiasts, gifts or techies, high income tech, people who had been actively looking for phone accessories. And for this campaign, we also use CRM targeting based on our client CRM data to advertise to past purchasers, lapsed buyers, and other custom segments. We layered in geo-targeting to specific locations and conducted A/B testing on CTAs and copy, colors, and images. The budget allocation was also something we adjusted and flighted over major new phone launch dates, over expected seasonal performance. And this was to make the best use of available budget, and we increased or decreased the monthly spends accordingly.
Perfect, thank you, Terry. So now moving on to the consideration and purchase phases, and looking here at another best practice example. Here we took the example of one of our clients in the online grocery retail business, and for whom we've implemented our on-site engagement, email remarketing, and display retargeting solutions to help them drive, on average, between 1,500 and 2,000 new subscriptions every month. So here we are using a mock example of a similar company, PayPal, but same client, same industry. All the example will show where similar solution we've implemented. So looking at the first solution we implemented here, the first thing we did for this client was actually help them think about the top of the funnel traffic and think about how to identify more of their site traffic. On average, 95% of your traffic remains anonymous, and more than 97% never convert. So what we did here was use our on-site engagement solution to incentivize new visitors and unidentified visitors to share their email addresses with us in exchange of a low discount and free delivery on their first purchase, which was actually something they already offered, but we used that to capture email addresses. Once the email address captured, what we did was then trigger an automated welcome email on behalf of our clients. So it was just a welcome email with the promo code in there, but we could have done other lead generation campaigns, email campaigns, and multiple emails. Obviously, also in addition to sending this email, or the automated email, all the customer information, all those email addresses that we captured were automatically added to our client CRM system. so that obviously, they could then market to these people on an ongoing basis and with their different campaigns over time. Also, what we can do if we do not want to use the on-site solution for email acquisition is use our promo bar solution for this. So here you can see a little example. Here, same thing, would be kind of the same messaging, same offer, but here we would have the promo bar always on screen, and the customer can enter their email address anytime. Here we added at the top of the screen. I think that makes, again, a lot of sense, and it's a great way to capture email addresses. Again, just to conclude on this one, email acquisition is really important, as email addresses are extremely valuable assets to any business or marketing team. With an email address, you can communicate with your prospective or existing customer across all your different marketing campaigns and channels. So from your newsletter, your nurture campaign, paid social, display remarketing, display advertising in general, customer surveys, and also more importantly, with an email address, what we can do is then identify people and reach them across devices. So reaching them on mobile, desktop, or tablet, wherever they are. So really, email acquisition, we usually really strongly advise our clients to start with this. Also, start looking at what we've done with our on-site engagement solution. What we did is have it trigger on abandonment to keep abandoning customers' attention. Here in this example, the message was personalized based on the abandoning customer's cart value and their intent to buy. So either reminding them of an existing offer or a key message, or offering them an incentive based on their total cart value. For this client, we did not use our browsing history or cart display or best-selling product features, but this is definitely something we could include in our on-site solution, and that we would recommend for more like retail clients or clients with a big product catalog. Again, we always tell that to our client, but relevance is really key to keeping customer engaged. Obviously, by making them feel like you're talking to them directly and not just displaying a generic message, well, they're more likely to stay on your website and to continue interacting with our solution. So what we can do for this is leverage our clients' data to segment and target the solution based on criteria such as customer location, which is a great one to use. So here you could personalize the message, showing different events, information, products, or offer that are specifically relevant to your visiting customer's location. We can also show different messaging based on where on your website the customer is abandoning from, or based on the specific product they were interested in that they looked at. Another great use of the on-site solution is to mention all your upcoming sales, big running promotion, or saying how much time they have left until the end of the promotion. We also recommend to push specific promos or messaging for first-time visitors. And also, very important, it's not just the message that should be personalized. Visuals also should be segmented when possible, so either based on the season, based on new events, or anything you could have going on. Third touch point on the website, using again our promo bar. This time, not using the promo bar to capture email addresses, to acquire new email addresses, but here to push ongoing or seasonal deals, event, or any kind of news. Really, promo bars are just a great way to increase customer engagement and boost conversion and really push your key messages. Another thing you can do with the on-site solution is, again, acquire email addresses, but here a bit differently, not just acquire email addresses for marketing campaigns, but to send abandoning customers an email with the content of their cart. So really, that really improve the customer experience, really make it easier for your customers to re-engage with your products and your website whenever they're ready to convert. Obviously, for those solutions, the design, the format, the size, the placement of the website, all of that can be fully customized to align with your brand and to offer really a seamless customer experience. We can also add little videos, little animations, and different countdown timers, things like that, just to really, get their attention. All right, so now just looking at off-site re-engagement. So looking here at our email personalization, remarketing solution there.
Right. So we've talked a lot about how to engage with them on site or as they're leaving your site and abandoning. Once they visit your site and they leave, what else can we do? Well, on average, a customer visits a retailer's website 9.5 times before buying. So you definitely need to stay engaged with your prospects. Email remarketing is a proven strategy to re-engage customers after they've left your site. Customers abandoning with items in their carts, like in their from their checkout page, should be treated as your top priority. Remarketing emails are great reminders to ensure that your brand remains top of mind, so you can convert abandoning customers when they're ready to buy. Our solution captures email addresses in real time as customers enter them on your website. When they abandon without completing their transaction, we send them a remarketing email within 30 minutes or an hour after they leave the site. They can offer a promotion as an incentive, and there's a link back to the rebuilt shopping cart, so they could just pick up wherever they left off. These emails are personalized based on any number of criteria, such as location or cart value, what page they were on, and whether they're first-time visitors or repeat customers. Now, we know that e-commerce customers who receive multiple abandoned shopping cart emails are 2.4 times more likely to complete their purchase than those who receive only one follow-up email. So for this reason, we recommend a cascading campaign of 3 emails. Our statistics show that the first email will convert 40%, and then another 24% on the second, and then the last 12% is converted on the third email. So definitely a cascaded strategy works. Of course, we know that email remarketing is one of the best ways to re-engage off-site with abandoning customers, but it's limited by the number of email addresses you're able to capture. With retargeting ads, you can re-engage with all the high-value and high-intent customers that have abandoned your site. So here again, the more relevant and more personalized the retargeting ad, the higher the engagement and conversion rate. Target users based on interactions along the purchase journey. Create custom segmentation strategies to ensure optimum performance by targeting visitors according to their level of engagement. You can do frequency capping and audience exclusions to ensure against overexposure and brand safety. Dynamic creatives are employed, and they can help increase ad personalization and to maximize relevance and engagement. So for example, for retail brands, they can use dynamic ads to show the specific products that customers looked at or showed interest in on their website. We could suggest recommended products based on their browsing history and overall interest, using criteria such as location or the weather or sales trends or page content or demographics. So a number of different factors to make sure that those retargeting ads are reaching them with the right types of ads.
Perfect. Thank you, Terry. So that covers it for off-site re-engagement. So now looking at customer touch points post-conversion. I know at this point you might think, well, that you've done your job, customers finally converted, thanks to all the hard work you've put into it and all those touch points you've created up to there. But actually, your confirmation page is still a very important part of the overall customer experience, and you should definitely use it to upsell, for example, or cross-sell more of your products or services to increase your total revenue. And just to give you an idea of how important post-sales campaigns are, Amazon actually says that they attribute 35% of their overall revenue to their upsell and cross-sales campaigns. So here in this example that you can see and that we implemented for our client, we use their confirmation page to push their app. Obviously, this is something very important for them, as that will really allow them to create loyalty and recurring revenue if they have their users move from their website to their app. But we could also have used the confirmation page to push similar complementary or best-selling products through the on-site solution, again, based on what the customer just purchased. We could also have offered first-time buyers a promo code for their next purchase, driving more second purchases, which is actually a great way to create recurring business and to create customer loyalty, especially when you know that 45% of second-time buyers are likely to make another purchase after. And if you compare to that with first-time buyers, well, first-time buyers there's only a 27% chance that will buy another product. So really being able to cross that chasm from one-time buyer to two-time buyer, that will really increase your overall revenue, and more importantly, the likelihood for your customers to become recurring customers. Another great use of your confirmation page could be, like you can see here on screen again, for a customer satisfaction survey or a survey specifically around customers' buying experience. I personally think it's probably the best time to reach out to your customers for this, as you know, they've just completed the transaction, they are kind of in the right state of mind to complete your survey and to give you really valuable information about their overall experience. Last but not least, another way to use your confirmation page to create additional revenue is to use it to prospect, this time for net new client, by incentivizing your converting customers to share their purchases on social media, so on Facebook or on LinkedIn, all of that, allowing you to get kind of like free advertising. And really the reason why you should capitalize on your converting customers and on the excitement that buying one of your products represent is that earned advertising or word of mouth advertising is the best and the most efficient form of advertising. Here you can see a few stats to prove my point, but 92% of consumers believe recommendations from friends and family more than all other form or any other form of advertising. Obviously that makes sense. And social shares not only will raise brand awareness, right, because people trust those ads more than other ads, but customer acquisition is also more than twice higher when traffic is acquired through those recommended or those social shares. So that covers it for post-sales engagement. So just wrapping up, Terri, with
So you've seen how different technologies and solutions can be applied across the customer journey to provide conversions to these high-intent shoppers that come to your site, that come and leave your site, that are exploring around the internet. So for the various solutions, we have on-site engagement that adds 5 to 10% in terms of incremental conversion uplift. Our email remarketing solution adds another 1 to 5%, and then finally retargeting adds another 5 to 10%. Now these solutions together combined and also deduped against one another provide a total net incremental uplift of 10 to 25%, which is quite impactful in terms of recovering those lost sales that you would never have had a chance to benefit from.
All right, thank you. Quickly, key takeaways? Terri,
yeah, so I think it's really key to keep in mind that customer journey. Awareness, consideration, purchase, retention, and advocacy. As you can see, there are many different tactics on this journey. We've talked through pretty much every one of these that are listed. So what's important is to think end-to-end like the customer. We're all consumers. What grabs our attention and gets us to purchase? And think about that in terms of your target market and audience. And be innovative in terms of managing this journey holistically. Make sure that your branding and designs and creatives are consistent across the journey. And make sure that at the different phases of the buying process, you're using the right tools in the right way. And we've kind of provided examples of those all along in terms of how we've worked with clients to help them with their success. And of course, measure the impact of these various engagements and understand the value that they're driving to your bottom line.
Perfect. All right, so we're running a bit late, but please make sure to ask any questions you could have in the chat box. So far we have 2 questions, so we're going to take them. So the first one is, what do you think are the 2-3 most important touch points to start with? That's actually a good question. I think we've covered something like 12 or 13 touch points more. So I know it can be a bit overwhelming, especially if you have not already started with some of the touch points. Personally, Terri, then you let me know what you think, but I would personally recommend to start with the on-site touch points, really, starting with on-site, email remarketing, display retargeting. Really first make sure your website conversion rate is optimized. And then once, you have like a fine old machine, well, we can start looking a bit more at brand awareness, direct response campaign, SEM, all of that. So I would recommend starting with that. Start by really, optimizing your website.
I would definitely agree with you if your overall goal is to drive performance and increase conversions. However, there are times we work with clients and what they've asked us to do is help them with branding and awareness and generating user acquisition. So in those cases, where branding is key, I think your goals and your strategies are different in terms of your targeting strategies and the inventory that you're pursuing in terms of driving that traffic to your site.
All right. And we have a second question. What do you think is a good budget to start with for a paid social campaign? It's always the same. It depends on your size, your company size, your vertical, what are your objectives. But as really like a minimum for a good Facebook and Instagram campaign, I would recommend running a campaign for at least 3 months and to spend around $15,000 for those 3 months. It's important to, have enough time for your campaign to be running so that you can learn from it. You definitely, even when you think you know your audience, that you know who you want to reach, who you want to target, often by running those campaigns, you definitely find other segments that are really performing. So really do at least 3 months, minimum 15,000. That's what I would recommend. Terri, you agree with that?
Yeah, definitely. I think learning and optimizing on a campaign is key, and working with your team to support those campaign goals that you have. That's it's an ongoing process, and that's something that we can work together on as a partner.
All right. So that's it for the questions. Before you guys leave, just wanted to plug our next webinar. So we'll have that at the end of the month, January 30th. It's actually a really good one also, where Ryan Birch, our managing director in West, will be talking about the latest development in ad tech that are going to reshape the industry. So really interesting webinar, talking more about ad tech and the new, up and coming technology that, will change the industry. So we'll send also all of this information for you to log in. And then again, we'll send you an email with the recording of the webinar. If you want to continue the conversation, again, you can tweet with us. We'll be happy to talk with you on Twitter, or you can email us directly at marketing@cybba.com, and we can get you to talk with our experts on some or all those different touch points we've just talked about today. Thank you again for joining us today. Thank you, Terri, for joining us. Sorry about the little confusion at the beginning. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.